I am now 4 weeks post-surgery, so that was my second craniotomy, and so far so good. I do have a pretty spectacular scar, which I'll show you. It starts here and it comes all the way down next to my ear. I don't even know if you can really see it properly. But so far that's healing well. And apart from a little bit of numb feeling still on the side of my face as a result of the operation, I'm just dealing with fatigue now, so still getting plenty of rest and just slowly but surely building up my strength. I haven't been back to the hospital to speak to any of the doctors. I have been back for another scan, and that was for on my spine, and that was as a result of meeting with the genetics team. They suggested getting a spinal scan done, so that's the only reason I've been back to the hospital so far. I'll be going back next week to talk to my surgeon, and that'll be to talk about the pathology from this tumour, and also to discuss next steps. When I last spoke to him, he did say I'd be speaking to the oncology team, and that is to look at potential next steps around radio and chemotherapy, and also when and if we'd be looking to go ahead with that. So at the moment nothing's been set in stone, so obviously there's a lot on the cards, and nothing straightforward, as I've mentioned before. I'm very much part of the decision making process, so they'll talk through the risks and the benefits and potential side effects that could come with those treatments. So yeah, big discussions on the cards, but at the moment overall feeling physically as well as can be expected. I know I was very quiet on my blog and social media, and even just in text and all that kind of thing over the festive period. If I'm being really honest, I took the opportunity to take a step back. I really do appreciate when people are reaching out and wishing me luck, but I was finding myself feeling a bit overwhelmed, and not because I don't appreciate it. It's just that I think when Christmas comes along, and particularly New Year, it's a very reflective time for me. I know it is for a lot of people, and I think it was only when Christmas came that it finally hit me how hard the last 7 months of the year had been. So I got my diagnosis in May, and from then on it was a series of appointments and scans. I had my first craniotomy in September, and then the second one, and obviously with each surgery comes a period of recovery, and to be honest, I've just been exhausted for months. And so I took the time at Christmas to switch off and spend proper time with my family, which was really good. But if I'm being completely honest, today it's now the 9th of January, and if I'm being really honest, I just feel really frustrated. I'm really missing work. I'm really missing hockey. I'm really missing exercise. I'm really missing my energy levels. I'm really missing that sort of general day-to-day interaction with people, whether it be colleagues or people that you work with, or seeing people at the hockey club or catching up with friends. I think it's now beginning to hit me how frustrating it is not being able to drive, and particularly with it getting dark very early, and also my body's been through a lot. I don't have a massive amount of confidence in it at the moment, and not in terms of how I look. I don't give a toss about how I look. It's more of having a confidence that I can go and do a dog walk on my own, things like that. And I suppose, if I'm being really honest, when I was reflecting over the past year, it did make me realise how many things I feel like I've lost, not permanently, but I have lost a lot of freedom, and I've lost a lot of choice at the moment, and I think it would be remiss of me not to acknowledge that. I have sat down to write a blog a couple of times, but I've really struggled to put it into words, and one of my friends said, why don't you just vlog about it? Even if you don't put it up, why don't you just say it? So this is what I'm doing. I'm attempting to get this out of my system. Why am I doing that? I suppose just a reminder to myself that I don't want to just put up on my blog when I'm feeling great and, you know, being positive about everything. I don't know what the year holds for me. I am a positive person. I am an optimistic person. But this fight isn't over for me. I'm still very much in the thick of it. And it's hard. It's hard. So that's how I'm feeling today. Frustrated, I suppose. And if I'm being really honest, I'm feeling very envious as well. Everyone's gone back to work, everyone's setting their New Year's resolutions, everyone's working towards something, and I just really wish that was me. At the moment I'm working towards getting strong, but there's a lot of unknown, and I really wish that I was just moaning about being back to work. But the reality is I would do anything to be back at work right now. I would do anything to have the confidence to just go out for a run on my own. I would do anything just to be back in the slog, the boring everyday life. But the reality is my life is revolving around a series of appointments, waiting for the unknown. So there you have it, there's an update. Physically I'm doing really well, but I suppose mentally I'm just finding things a bit challenging at the moment. But as always, I've got an amazing family and a solid group of mates who are amazing and are helping me get through this. FUCANCER.